We're back here on the Ghost Experience. My guest tonight is very, very highly requested. He was found on the internet after a terrifying experience at a physical therapy rehab center. Please welcome Ethan.
Thank you so much for bringing me on the podcast.
Yeah, no problem. So Ethan, let's just start at the beginning. What made this facility feel like a total institution?
So yeah, once I stepped foot into the facility, it felt like they took everything away. They dictated my life and time, from waking up to eating to getting up to eating certain meals, therapy, exercise. They never treated us like individuals. They told me what I can do and what I cannot do. And every day we would be assigned a task to complete. And the most annoying thing about this whole place was that there was someone always watching.
Wow, so they really had you just doing everything they say.
Yeah, basically, and if you don't complete the task, they won't let you go until it's finished. So there are times where I physically couldn't do it and had to take a break, which only made my time in the facility even longer.
Wow, that sounds horrible.
It was.
So how did it try to reshape you?
They called it rehab, but it was really torture. We wore identical uniforms, repeated chants, followed strict routines, and the punishments were extra exercises, isolation, and humiliation. They broke down our old selves and replaced us with obedient patients. Rituals, group activities, even enforced labor reinforced conformity. The process was intense, lasting weeks, shaping every thought and behavior. They made us work out, and for me, working out hurts.
Yeah, I can agree that working out does hurt. I never work out. It's painful. So, before we go on to the next question, I have a physical therapy facility that won't be like Ethan's. It won't make you feel like you're in a prison. PT Solutions.
Come in the first time with no expectations, and watching them after the first session turn into hope, and then watching over the course of time them actually become a different human, see their real personality come out, watch them achieve things now that they couldn't even perceive of a month ago or 6 weeks ago. I think that's probably the most rewarding thing in my profession, that we see that every day in our clinics.
They've done, for me personally, what I didn't think could be done to get me back to where I am right now.
Worked countless hours on us, sometimes even longer than they should have, trying to get us better. It was amazing. If it wasn't for PT Solutions, I wouldn't be here right now.
Welcome back from the break. So let me give you a new question. How did it affect your sense of self?
To be totally honest, I completely forgot who I was. I didn't feel like a son, a friend, or a person anymore. Just a patient that had to finish tasks all day, every day. My confidence was washed away. I adopted new behaviors that went with the facility's rules, but most of us felt trapped in fear. The internal conflict and stress haunted us even after therapy, or in my case, even after death.
Wow, that was pretty scary. But with what I've heard, it seems that you were at a rough state of your life. Like really, it seemed like it was the worst part. But were there any positive outcomes at all in this institution?
So yeah, some of the routines provided structure and discipline. A few bodies healed from the injuries. Physical rehab worked for certain individuals, but these benefits came at a high physical and mental cost.
That's nice to hear. But you know, sometimes there's positive, but there's always a negative to things. So, were there any negative outcomes?
The trauma, constant punishment, nightmares, anxiety, feeling dehumanized. Many never fully recovered mentally. Even if their bodies healed, in my opinion, healing the body shouldn't destroy the soul.
So, why do you think this place exists? Like, who really benefits from this place?
The facility exists to meet society's demand for rehabilitation, structure, and safety. But mostly, authority figures benefit, control is maintained, liability is minimized, and outcomes can be documented. Society gains some productive members, but at the cost of human freedom and individuality. It reflects societal priorities, discipline, order, efficiency, or sometimes even compassion.
So, that was a good answer, right? That was like really just, it was pretty scary, and like overall I would not personally want to be there. But you know, I heard back in the day you were a historian by chance, and you taught. So I would like to connect this to another real world example, And I want to take it back a few years, maybe around the 1900s, if you can connect to that.
Yeah, I did in fact teach. So yeah, in the 1900s, letters from a First World War nurse described the old strict routines in these hospitals. Nurses and patients followed rigid schedules with little room for personal freedom. Patients were expected to adhere to the same routines regardless of individual needs.
So these historical accounts show how total institutions, whether in wartime or modern rehab settings, control various aspects of our daily lives to achieve specific outcomes to what they want. So, in just focusing on the physical therapy, I would like to also open to a more wide range of different institutions. So, what's another institution that we can start talking about?
Some institutions are prisons, military boot camps, boarding schools. They're all very similar to physical therapy facilities. They control everyday life, social life, uniforms, and daily routines. Rehab is meant to heal. Prisons to be a no-hold-barred experience of punishment, but the execution is the same when it comes to depersonalization, enforced compliance, and extreme surveillance.
So, if you had to live here, how might it affect your personality? Could society achieve these goals differently?
I'd feel trapped, my soul crushed. The goals, rehab, and discipline don't justify such total control. Society could achieve these aims with individualized care, voluntary programs, empathy, and respect for freedom. You don't need a total institution to help people heal.
Well, thank you so much, Ethan. That was really great.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me on here.
Yeah, no problem. So, guys, this was the Ghost Experience. Remember, some places heal the body but destroy the soul. Until next time, guys. Have a good night.